Klopp has changed his mind about Gravenberch. Ryan Gravenberch is Liverpool's main target after Jürgen Klopp changed his mind about the Bayern Munich midfielder. Italian journalist Rudy Galletti has suggested that Gravenberch could be sold in the near future. According to the latest reports, Liverpool are also targeting Manchester City midfielder Kalvin Phillips. The Englishman made just 12 Premier League appearances at the Etihad Stadium last season. Phillips had planned to stay at Manchester City and fight for his place, but the Reds are now planning to test his resolve by adding him to their shortlist, which also includes Manu Kone, Kefren Thuram, and Sheikh Doucouré. The same report states that there have been fruitful talks with Bayern for Gravenberch, who has clearly become one of Klopp's transfer priorities, with the player keen to leave the Bundesliga champions this summer. While Klopp is currently keen on a deal for the Dutchman, he hasn't always been his biggest fan, and Galletti recently suggested that the manager has made a U-turn in terms of his beliefs about his talent. Gravenberch is climbing up Liverpool's list of preferences. The Dutch midfielder could leave Bayern Munich in the next 2 weeks. Jürgen Klopp was not convinced by him in the past, but now he is changing his mind about Gravenberch. "I have heard that he is becoming a concrete solution for the Liverpool midfield," he said. During his career so far, the 21-year-old has often been used as a central midfielder but has shown he can play in a slightly deeper role. He has made 31 appearances in defensive midfield, scoring 6 goals and 7 assists. When the youngster arrived at the Allianz Arena, he was praised as an outstanding player by former Bayern sporting director Hasan Salihamidzic. However, he has yet to prove himself in the Bundesliga, and it is clear why he is open to a move. The Dutchman has yet to become a part of the Bavarian team this season. He failed to set the world alight in his debut season, failing to register a single goal or assist in 30 appearances in the Bundesliga and Champions League. However, the youngster was hampered by a limited role in the first team. Previously praised by football talent scout Jacek Kulik as having a great future ahead of him, Gravenberch clearly has what it takes to go on and become a top player. Valued at around £22 million by Bayern, Gravenberch could be a solid signing for Liverpool this summer. With Klopp clearly happy to bring him to the club, now is the time to test the waters with an opening bid. Guardiola's former prince could be Salahs' heir. It has been a frustrating summer transfer window for Liverpool. The unexpected losses of Jordan Henderson and Fabinho to lucrative contracts in Saudi Arabia have forced a midfield overhaul in a hurry. This league also tried to convince the indomitable Mohamed Salah to leave Anfield. But respected journalist Fabrizio Romano revealed that the Merseysiders consider the Egyptian untouchable. Salah's agent has also said that the player is fully committed to Liverpool and will not leave this summer. However, the winger is now 31, and we will see what happens after this season. Ultimately, Jürgen Klopp will need to find a replacement, and Klopp is reportedly already looking at his options. According to the latest reports, Liverpool are preparing a move for Leroy Sane as a contingency plan for Salah's future departure. The German had a magical 4-year spell in England with Manchester City from 2016 to 2020. Sane arrived the same summer as Pep Guardiola, and under the Spaniard's tutelage became one of the brightest and most exuberant talents in the world. Making 135 appearances in all competitions, the 27-year-old contributed 85 goals and notably won 2 Premier League titles and an FA Cup. Sane's most dangerous and prolific campaign in the Northwest came in the 2017-2018 season, when he scored 10 times and provided 15 assists before being named PFA Young Player of the Year. Guardiola had previously hailed the mobile £329,000 a week player as a great player with incredible quality. The 53-time international joined Bayern Munich in 2020, with CEO Karl-Heinz Rummenigge describing him as outstanding. While he may not have reached the dazzling heights of his trophy-laden Manchester City days, the mesmerizing striker still ranks in the top 7% of his peers in his position in Europe's top 5 leagues for goals from penalties and successful tackles per 90 minutes. His time in Bavaria could be made more promising by a fruitful partnership with Harry Kane. 10 minutes after the Englishman's debut against Werder Bremen, he assisted Sane for the opening goal. Most importantly for Klopp, Sane has significant Premier League experience in a title-winning team. And while Salah's high numbers are almost impossible to replicate, Sane is a viable option for the Merseysiders. In 307 appearances, Salah has found the net 187 times and provided 80 assists. His exceptional consistency, numbers, and skill mean he is one of the most inevitable and elite forces to grace England's top flight. Meanwhile, he became the third highest scorer in the club's history with a goal in the recent win over Bournemouth. Klopp praised the jubilant technical Egyptian, saying, "He's an outstanding signing, but certainly the way he has developed, the way he treats himself, his match preparation, his training attitude, and all that kind of stuff is outstanding." But when Klopp and the Liverpool hierarchy sit down to consider how to replace the tireless Salah, there is no doubt that Sane is a logical, valuable, and wonderfully talented way forward at Anfield. Rio Ferdinand says no one takes more risks than Liverpool's 24-year-old. Rio Ferdinand says Liverpool right-back Trent Alexander-Arnold takes more risks than any other player in the world in his position. The Manchester United legend reacted to Trent Alexander-Arnold's mistake during Liverpool's 3-1 win over Bournemouth at the weekend. While Ferdinand did not deny that the 24-year-old was at fault for Bournemouth opening the scoring at Anfield, he made it clear in a statement that he was a high-risk player. Jürgen Klopp now wants his right-back to settle in the middle of the park and try to direct play from there. Towards the end of last season, he excelled in this new role. Gareth Southgate used him as a midfielder in England and he performed very well. But after his mistake at the weekend, Ferdinand was quick to defend Alexander-Arnold and what makes him so great. "When you play like him you lose the ball, it's a risk," Ferdinand said. "Trent takes more risks with the ball than any other fullback in the game, that's the way he plays. He's a high-risk player with the ball. Everything he does is about going forward. I'm not denying the mistake Trent made against Bournemouth," he said. On the domestic and international stage, this is the long-term answer for the attack-minded fullback. What's interesting is that Southgate will be able to use him in an attacking midfield role more than Jürgen Klopp. Yes, Southgate can do that more in England as there are plenty of names he can play at right-back, but some Liverpool fans would like to see the club invest at right-back and move Trent Alexander-Arnold into midfield for good. Arnold is no better in a defensive role at right-back than in previous seasons. He made mistakes last season, which Klopp overcame by moving him into the centre. A similar start to this season could lead to a change in his main position in the long run.